Hello, I'm Gary Kenya, and today we're going to be talking about the Texas Standard Visitation Order. Basically, they are broken down into a couple distinct categories. There are terms that apply when parents live within 100 miles of each other, and there are separate terms for when parents live more than 100 miles apart. That's an important distinction that you need to pay attention to. There are also terms that apply during the school year and separate terms that apply during the summer months. And then there are holidays, and those apply regardless of what the other terms are. First, we're going to talk about parents that live 100 miles or less apart from each other, because that does seem to be the most typical situation you run across. First, third, and fifth Friday at 6 p.m. to the following Sunday at 6 p.m. For example, in this month, the first Friday would be here, the third Friday would be here, and there is no fifth Friday. It's important to note that in some months there are 5 Fridays, and that those months result in back-to-back weeks. Year-round, it's the first, third, and fifth Friday of every month, beginning at 6 p.m. and ending on the following Sunday. What a lot of people don't understand is this is not a every other weekend possession order. Some months there's a fifth Friday, and in those months the parent that has the visitation on the standard schedule will have the fifth weekend, and then they will have the next weekend, which is the first weekend of the month. Typically there's about 4 months a year that have 5 Fridays in them, so that's an important distinction to remember. During the regular school year, the person with the standard visitation order also gets Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and that's every Thursday. 2 hours every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you have a standard visitation order and live within 100 miles, then you get every even year spring vacation. Now that's 6 p.m. from school out until 6 p.m. the day before school starts again. The standard summer possession is July 1st to July 31st. If the standard summer time is not going to work for you, you can give notice by April 1st of any year and instead exercise your summer vacation in no more than 2 periods of at least 7 days each for a total of 30 days. If you live more than 100 miles apart, standard visitation changes. Yes, you can have first, third, and fifth weekends if you choose, or you can elect to only have 1 weekend per month. But when you live more than 100 miles apart, you get every spring vacation instead of just even year. The standard summer possession for over 100 miles apart is 6 p.m. June 15th until 6 p.m. July 27th, which is 42 days. If that particular period is not going to work for you, you can give notice by April 1st of any year and elect an alternate possession time. If you elect the alternate possession time, your 42 days can be divided in no more than 2 separate periods of at least 7 days apiece. Holidays are handled a little differently. The holiday preempts whatever the standard possession order says. So for example, the person who normally has standard possession on Christmases and even years has the children from 6 p.m. the day school lets out until noon on December 28th. And then the primary parent has the children thereafter. In odd years, it's the exact opposite of that. Likewise, for Thanksgiving, the person with the standard possession order receives the children at 6 p.m. the day school lets out and returns the children 6 p.m. the day before school goes back. On every odd year, the primary parent has the children in even year Thanksgivings. If you have a standard possession order, you get to see your child from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on your child's birthday every year. And again, on Father's Day or Mother's Day, depending on which parent we're talking about, you get your children from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on that day. You may have heard of standard extended visitation. The simplest way to explain extended is instead of 6 p.m. Friday to 6 p.m. Sunday, it extends your time so that it's school out on Friday to school in on Monday morning. It also extends your other times. For example, instead of Thursdays 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., it becomes Thursday when school out to Friday when school's in. Standard extended is an election you can make prior to the court granting the order. So if you want standard extended, you just need to ask for it. That being said, the statute does allow for the judge to deny it if it is not in the best interest of the child. Hopefully this has helped you better understand the Texas Standard Visitation Order and the Extended Visitation Order. Thank you for watching.